many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I...
Oh yes! A lot of you gon' vex, but I tell you, sometimes you just got to listen. There's a child in every home and every community. They will grow up to be symbols of unity. They'll be colorblind to race and ethnicity. That's the vision of a leader like President Irfan Ali. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. For too long we've been fighting one another. It's race against race, but in the end the country suffer. Oh, we were born here, not in India nor Africa. But if we can't get along, the foreigners gon' eat we suffer. We must put an end to racism. Let it end now with this generation. Together we'll develop this nation. Make Guyana the gem of the Caribbean. Don't listen to them wicked politicians who will divide us to win an election, believe it or not. Guyanese no smarter than that. Yeah, I told you, it's your boy Padmore. Unity is the key. We are all one and we should be treated as one. Our ancestors were slaves and laborers, but the life they endured made it better for us. We honor their sacrifice and the freedom they bought for we. But some descendants of slaves use that to fuel the rich. It doesn't matter what's your skin color, when we bleed blood it's red the same. Let's respect and love one another. When a brother cry we must feel the pain. We're Portuguese, African and Indian. We're Chinese mixed up, we're Amerindians. We're all Guyanese. Let's end this segregation. I'm appealing to Guyanese in the diaspora. We welcome you home. We've got a lot to offer. It's not the same place that you run away from. Come see the paradise Guyana has now become. I'm talking about the one Guyana where our people can live in peace, where every race trusts each other, where racial prejudice no longer exists. Our children will have one Guyana to grow up in a land united and free with equality and blessed with prosperity. It's a message I just want you to understand. Stop and think for a minute. Really think for a minute. If we can't fix the present, then we should work on the future.
Neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe. Oh, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning. You can keep your conniving morning. When you been a corrupong, you not been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you come with conniving morning. When you had your pocket full, you not been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you hustle for tell me morning. Morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning, morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. This is all the money that me work for. A 2 pound a note and a guilar piece. A 2 pound a note and a guilar piece. A 2 pound a note and a guilar piece. This is all the money that me work for. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Oh, Joseph, pour me. Oh, Joseph, pour me. Oh, Joseph, pour me. What we could do with a guilar piece? 1 bunch green plantain, 1 string quacquari, 1 Jill black pepper. All you could do with a guilar piece. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. When you been a corrupong, you not been tell me morning. Now because your money done, you come with conniving morning. When you had your pocket full, you not been tell me morning. Now because your money done, you hustle for tell me morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. You can keep your conniving morning. Neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe, neighbor Joe. Oh, morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. You can keep your conniving morning. When you been a corrupong, you now been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you come with conniving morning. When you had your pocket full, you now been tell me morning. No, because your money done, you hustle for tell me morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. Neighbor, neighbor, Joe come. This is all the money that me work for. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. A 2 pound a note and a gilla piece. This is all the money that me work for. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor, morning. I don't want your conniving morning. Oh, Joseph, poor me. Oh, Joseph, poor me. Oh, Joseph, poor me. What we could do with a gilda piece? 1 bunch green plantain, 1 string quacquari, 1 Jill black pepper. All you could do with a gilda piece. Morning, neighbor, morning. Morning, neighbor.
We are a peaceful people, struggle as we struggle, and we don't look for trouble, just ask around. But when outside faces from foreign places talk about taking over, we ain't backing down. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. This land is all I know. We're gonna make it somehow. We will bend like a bow, but never break. Our fathers came here, and they lived and died here, and we ain't moving nowhere, make no mistake. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
We love the open county of the Rupununi and the Essequibo, daytime or night. Though we may criticize it, this is our home, we love it, and we need to keep it. We have that right.
We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass. We ain't giving up no mountains, we ain't giving up no tree, we ain't giving up no river that belongs to we. Not one blue sake, not one rice grain, not one grass, not a blade of grass.
Good morning, and welcome down to another episode of LiveWire. It's the 23rd of April, 2024. Yet another day in Guyana. Quite a few things for us to discuss this morning. First of all, welcome to all the persons tuned in on the live already. Really happy that you guys could be here. I seen somebody tune in there as soon as I scroll the as soon as I scroll the comments. What? The here early. The passenger princess in the building early. What? But anyway, morning to everybody. Neil Ramlukan joining us from NYC. Paul Joseph, what's going on? I hope everything is well. Paul joining us from Tugville. Derek Drew Paul, morning to you. Jonah Bijan joining us from Canada. In the Paul Narain joining us from Minnesota. Faisal Ghani, morning to you. Michael Captain, morning to you. Veneram Karan, morning to you. Michael joining us from Barbados. Rupert Masai, good morning to you. Ram Narain Singh joining us from NYC. Jasmine Baldio, good morning. Suman Bipat. Camille Narain. What? A lot of Minnesota people here this morning. Chris, morning to you. Anna John. Maureen Razio. Raymond Lira joining us from Queens. Who else do we have here? Safo Diabru, good morning to you. Reni Prasad. Mohammed Isa. Richard Cornelius. Richard Stanislas. What is wrong with me? Trouble. Ramchan Mangal, morning to you. Pushram Kishore Lola Hari, morning to you. Pushram saying Ram Sumo. Okay. Henry Jagdio, morning to you. Shakila Bridgelal, Tracy Martindale, morning. Siram Sherwin Siram, morning to you. Krista Kaur Prasad, good morning to you. Annette Ramdial, good morning to you. Jamila Kayum, Leroy Mangal, good morning to you. Miss Bob out of Mocha. Pam and Trevor, morning to you. Sunil Raghubir, Eunice Raghubir. Okay, no, this is two different Raghubirs. But still, morning to you, Sunil. Special good morning to you, Eunice. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Who else we have here? Naraindat Sharma, good morning to you. Stephanie Nelson Moore, good morning to you, Counselor. I hope all is well with you. I'm not seeing you on Call of Duty. I don't know when last you get a trashing. Please log on, Counselor. Log on. Raji Maraj, morning to you. Mukesh Vishnudat, good morning to you and the family. Jane from St. Martin, special good morning to you. Miss Arjun, aka the passenger princess, who's supposed to be at work or on her way to work. Special good morning to you. I hope the weather is not too cold. I hope you got breakfast, a solid breakfast, so that you can function well throughout the day. Sean Duke, morning to you. Alan Khan, morning to you. Vishnu Narain. Indira Jafar Ali, good morning to you. Jag Narain, Jag Mohan, good morning to you. Gita Prasad, More Hussein, joining us from NYC. Quincy Gibson, up gosh, this is Mary side. Big up yourself, brother. Quincy Anderson, one of the artists we play his theme song here every morning, Quincy, and he's supposed to be getting a video out. We don't know what's taking so long. Hopefully he gets it. Hopefully he gets that video sorted out soon. Let's see all these things he's singing about in Guyana. Boy, the counselor says she's there, but I don't see her. All right, we can see. Passenger Princess, come on Call of Duty. Y'all can get work. Y'all can get enough licks. I get good now. Who else we got here? That's it. Yep. Let me get into it. Rajan Datadin, morning to you. Neil Marla Allen joining us from Barbados. Indira Jafar Ali, I said morning to you already. Now, people, this morning, so they had an incident over the weekend, and I was not able to. And first of all, just let me say, here in Guyana, we're happy for this little rainfall. We getting to cool down the place. So rain, let it rain. We had some rain last night. We're having some rain this morning. That's really well. And it's really great. Cool the place down by it. It hot like fire. It hot like fire. So it was really good to see or to feel that cooling effect, right? So they had an incident that took place over the weekend, or yeah, over the weekend, and I wasn't able to be on location when it was unfolding. Now, it involved a former member of parliament. And this morning, look at I want to look at persons who portray one thing, and then when it is time to show your hands or show your cards, it's something completely different. Phil Diablo, morning to you. Edward Budu, just the Sergeant, and Hill, Toshiram Chedi, morning to you. Right? Now we have some rich former politicians in this country that are bent on making the small man's life hard, especially in areas where they live. But that's another story we can get into. Now, as you guys remember, President Ali was in the United States, and he took some time to visit areas that Guyanese are in large numbers. Guyanese communities, Brooklyn and those areas there. And we have seen from the opposition side, again, I must add, not anything new. Again, we have seen their true colors. We have seen their true colors. Now, yesterday I spoke about Rickford Bork and some of the foolishness he's going on with talking about boycotting businesses. But I am seeing like the Kool-Aid. They're not drinking it anymore. They're snorting this stuff. You understand me? They're snorting this stuff because I feel all them running mad. Now let's go into the first video here I want to share with y'all this morning. Look at this bloody mad woman. Y'all watch.
Pressing all, I want to see the bow down. So I want to hear the whole clunging thing. But it's another story because this night down, so I had to say on Brooklyn. How I mentioned Brooklyn again is because I wanted to tell Stan publicly, because Stan is my friend, and every time I talk to Stan, he going for buy bread or butter flop. And Stan was he went yesterday and buy the same roti what Ali shake up in bucket or day before yesterday.
I keep mentioning to y'all, racism and division is what you get from PNC, AP, and UFC personnel. Right? They preach discrimination and marginalization and all these things. They preach it. But when you examine the record, when you examine the facts, the persons who perpetuate division in this country between Afro-Guyanese and Indo-Guyanese are PNC people. You would never, ever, 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 ever find a current or former minister of government on the PPP side talking about black pudding, who buy roti, and in the Indian, the Afro-Guyanese in the diaspora shouldn't come out to see the Indian president, and nonsense. Complete and absolute nonsense. And imagine a former minister of government, the AP and UFC government. I want people to ever think she was a part of the PVP government. Well, I know y'all got sense, but I just want to be clear. Would sit and make a live video and broadcast something like this. Right? A former minister of government.
Thank you, Karen. Nothing never changed me yet. Hey, and I finished fighting. I ain't coming.
Yeah, but who the fighting? Who is fighting with Simona Brooms? Could anybody tell me? Quincy Anderson, can you tell me who is fighting with Simona Brooms? Who is fighting with Simona Brooms? Nobody have no time with Simona Brooms. Simona Brooms came in, she enriched herself, she educated her children with the government money, you understand me, and went her way. Nobody cares about Simona Brooms anymore. Now imagine the president on a short trip to the US took time to engage with Guyanese, and that is a problem. Granger ever walk them streets, Simona Brooms? Have you ever encouraged Granger when he goes to the States or wherever he go on, wherever trip he go on, to walk the streets and meet with the Guyanese people? Ah, Granger ever do that, Simona Brooms? Did you ever suggest to Granger that he reach out to persons in the diaspora, go down to their level and interact with them, let them feel like, you know, they're part of the plan? You can't find video or photos of it, right? And matter of fact, I'm done with Simona. I'm moving on. This year, as I said to you, it's the Kool-Aid, the Kool-Aid in the brain, you understand, is causing these people to showcase the high levels of idiocy. You understand? High levels of idiocy. Now look at this other idiot here. And sometimes anyway, don't let me say that. So this is a post I saw by Mark Benchcop. I will boycott all the businesses that were involved in planning and organizing the photo op with the president. Well, you see where he got there in Brooklyn. The owner of the Hills restaurant and others need to apologize to the Guyanese community in Brooklyn, New York. What in heaven's name is this? Apologize for what? A Guyanese business person overseas who actually make it the president of their country. And mind you, a lot of those people that you're talking about, Mark Benchcop, ran from this country on the PNC leadership and stay there. Is now they're looking to come back, Mark Benchcop. You understand? Is now they're looking to come back. A lot of those big people who are there, then leave under in 92 and those times. They leave before Mark and establish yourself in the States. Right? Now, why I showed y'all that post, right? Why I showed y'all that the post from Mark Benchcop, because again, I keep lamenting on this program. Mark Benchcop, people like Simona Brooms, Aubrey Norton, PNC, all them, Sherrod Duncan, all them, complaining about marginalization and discrimination and Afro-Guyanese being treated all sorts of ways. Right? These are the Afro-Guyanese they want to get boycott. What this man do? Hug up a president? What this lady do? Let's say this is this lady, they'll stand on the roadside. What this lady do? Hug up a president? Her president? As a Guyanese in the diaspora? That these are the people you want to boycott. So you're marginalizing and discriminating against these Afro-Guyanese in the diaspora to tell people not to shop from them. You're discriminating against this Guyanese woman because she took a photo and hugged the president of Guyana, the country of her birth. You could be for real. You're boycotting Doggy, Mark? Huh? You boycotting Doggy? I'll tell you this today, Mark. You don't have to like us, but you will respect us. And you will respect President Ali. You understand me? You don't have to like us, but you will respect us. Make sure you understand it. These Guyanese, Afro-Guyanese came out to see the president. Came out to see the president. And mind you, if y'all have so much support in the diaspora, why y'all didn't come out and protest the president walkabout? Since you have so much support in Brooklyn and Queens and these areas, why y'all didn't come out in your numbers, in your green jerseys, and protest the walkabout? I'm sure the CIA would have sent man or Secret Service, Mr. President, let's get you back to the hotel and cut it short, or something of the sort. If y'all didn't go on so bad and come out in them heavy numbers, why all those Afro-Guyanese in these photos here that we looking in got on green jerseys and protesting like they heading good with discrimination, they're killing all the black people. Ah! Why they got on the green jerseys and going on like idiots? Huh? Look at all these Afro-Guyanese persons reaching out and engaging with the president. These are the people you want to boycott? Your own people you want to boycott? Come on, man. That's nonsense. Simona Brown's talking about who eating roti, president shake up in bucket. Look at Afro-Guyanese sitting and standing next to the president, willing to share a meal with him. And where you want to boycott them? You want to boycott this business wherever this is? No Simona Brooms. No Mark Benchcock. Why must the president not engage with his people? Why must the people not engage with their president? Why? Because of you? You have nothing. These people have nothing to offer Guyanese, whether home or abroad. Literally nothing to offer Guyanese. And they are talking about boycott. Boycott. You better get away from here. You better get away from here. And again, I keep telling y'all, you will never hear a PPP minister, member of parliament, official with the kind of rhetoric that comes out of the PNC. Never, you would never hear it. You would never hear it. And even if a PPP MP or member of parliament has a problem, they're coming with valid and credible facts and evidence in relation to that. Right? It's a sad situation over there. And as we draw closer to the Congress, I fear that it will become even worse. I fear that it will become even worse. Because I honestly believe that the PNC has no control over itself. No control over itself whatsoever. And every chance it gets. And yes, every chance it gets to let down Afro-Guyanese, they do. And then when Afro-Guyanese decide to change their mind because, hey, I believed in you and you let me down. You understand? They now turn around and call you house slave or soup drinker or some foolishness like that. Madness to the max. Madness. So I'm imploring to all the persons in the diaspora, all the Americans over there, y'all support all them business that President Ali was at. Y'all support every single one. Y'all support every single one. Because guess what? When last you see Aubrey Norton walk around the Bronx and Brooklyn or wherever they went, like President Ali interact with the people. Y'all ever see Aubrey Norton make black pudding? I see President know to make a blasted road to get a man a bloody well chance. Some y'all, some persons are too ridiculous. And then they got a following, the Mark Benchcock, them got a following of idiots that can subscribe to that nonsense. It's so ridiculous. Now, guys, I wanted to turn back this morning a little bit. Marisha Sam, yes, no, you reach. You weren't there for nothing. You weren't there for nothing at all. Now, I want to turn to City Hall a little bit. I heard they had a statutory yesterday. Got the information late, so I was unable to attend. It's got a hold on with City Hall. It's why is it that everything that got some sort of PNC control or PNC involvement is just naturally stress people out? Like, oh God, shit, shucks, sorry. I mean, oh gosh. Oh, listen. Anyway, so we all know that the Stabroek War fell, and we are grateful that nobody was seriously injured or there was a fatality in relation to that incident, right? And you guys know I've been saying it here over and over again. The blame lays firmly at the feet of the sitting mayor. Matter of fact, the sitting mayor and the PNC controls City Hall. Because since independence in this country, under Burnham, under Granger, City Hall is controlled by the PNC. So hypothetically speaking, and I'm just giving you a scenario to show you, because persons claim that the PPP government is stifling City Hall. And I sit here to tell you City Hall is stifling itself. You understand? City Hall is stifling itself. Who's Mark Johnson? Anyway, City Hall is stifling itself. And I'll give you another example. And I can try and get the interview from the mayor. I got broccoli a day recording right away. So wherever you tell Mr. I ain't key. So City Hall is claiming they don't have money. They had money to put down the they don't have money. They didn't have money to break down the wharf that was crumbling in on itself. The mayor admitted in a video interview, I played it here, that this wharf was condemned since 2016, 2017. The mayor got no information from the constabulary, the city engineer. He didn't even go and check himself when he took office to check and see if this condemned area is properly secured and everybody is safe, right? The mayor doesn't even have a budget for 2024 as yet. We are almost out to the first quarter, right? Now, I want to show you how city council operates when they're not being stifled, right? Remember, former PPP government stifled City Hall. This current PPP government is stifling City Hall, and City Hall would have thrived under the last APNU government. Because remember, you got the executive and you got City Hall. So under the APNU government, City Hall would have been able to make money because they were getting support. They were getting the support that was needed. Right? Now, I want to take y'all to a little building on the East Bank, just before the purview of City Hall stops, and to show you how these people were taking every opportunity that they could get to set up themselves. Anybody ever see this building here passing on the East Bank? It's just between Agricola, well, just at the beginning of Agricola and the ending of Macdoom. opposite the MacDoom post office, the Agricola post office, sorry. People in the diaspora might know it because it was constructed or renovated recently. I don't know who renovated, but it was renovated recently, right? Well, actually, the PNC renovated. The PNC building at Agricola. A PNC building at Agricola. Now, why I brought this to your attention is because this prime piece of land along the East Bank Public Road, right? The PNCR leased 3,877 square feet of plantation Rome East Bank. Well, you gotta say Rome Agricola, the same area, right? 3,877 square feet for only $20,000 annually, right? Y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? That building there that you're seeing is leased to the PNCR through the Mayan City Council for $20,000 a year. People can't even pay the rent for apartment a month, a one-bedroom studio apartment. A studio apartment, not one bedroom. A studio apartment. Right? So could you imagine for that piece of property there, the PNC is paying City Council $1,666 a month? Y'all can believe it? Could y'all believe it? This building here, this property that this building here is constructed on, is leased to the PNC for $20,000 a year. And mind you, this is for an over 99-year lease. Now, isn't this preferential treatment? Doesn't this suggest corruption? Doesn't this suggest a misuse of public resources, Mr. Mayor? Is this something that you might want to look into? Right? Now, let's look at this long-term lease agreement with limited oversight. A 99-year lease with automatic renewal clauses and limited review mechanisms raises concern about transparency and accountability. The terms of the lease are highly favorable to the PNCR, indicating possible collusion and insider dealings within the mayor and city council. So I'm wondering what the mayor would have to say about this. Does he even know about it? $1,600, let me say $1,700. $1,700 a month for a two-story building, right? So City Hall collecting $20,000 a year for this space here, and City Hall look. Now, there was definitely an absence of competitive bidding. The lack of competitive bidding for the prime commercial land raises questions about fairness and integrity of the leasing process. This arrangement appears designed to benefit a single political party at the expense of public interest. Why would the PNC need such a deal? This is not a school or some place for the elderly or nothing of the sort. Now, y'all listen to this. The lease agreement specifies that if terminated due to breaches, all buildings or improvements would automatically become the property of the PNCR. This condition undermines the public interest and suggests a predetermined effort to confer undue benefits to the party. So understand what I'm trying to show you there with what I just told you. The PNC leased this piece of land here. Now, let's say that lease expires. They don't renew it. This building here that is on the land becomes the property of PNC. Okay, remember, you can't move the building out of the land. So if, let's say, the government do a compulsory acquisition or whatever it is, all that money goes back to the PNC. All that money goes back to the PNC. Now, the favorable terms of the lease agreement contrast with the government's broader policy objectives. While the current administration seeks to reclaim and use public land for community projects, the PNCR's leasing and unauthorized occupation of state lands runs counter to these goals, suggesting corruption and disregard for public welfare. How could a political party operate in such a manner? Now, the participation of the town clerk acting, and I don't mean Miss Nelson. This is a guy, I think a Julian Ortiz or something to start Julian or something. Another acting town clerk. Let me get the right name, man. I know for sure that Miss Elizabeth Niles was one of the persons who signed on this thing. Julian Orgista. Here, he was the acting town clerk in 2021. Right? He was the acting town clerk then. Y'all go on Google and find out who. You understand me? Right? So the acting town clerk and the chairman of the PNCR in this questionable lease agreement hints at political influence and favoritism within, at the time, the local government structures. This arrangement reflected a broader culture of corruption and patronage within the party, the PNC. The corruption and the misuse of public resources, as suggested by this lease agreement, and other instances of questionable land use, erode public trust in government institutions. And that is one of the main reasons people voted the way they voted in 2020. The public deserves accountability and transparency and fair use of state resources, principles that were undermined by corrupt practices of the PNC, APNU, AFC. So how can you complain that you don't have money when your council, city council, on this road front property get it cheaper than a studio apartment? You can't get a studio apartment for 20,000 no more. You can't. I mean, if you could find one, let me know. You understand me? That's how serious it is. That's how serious it is. That is how serious it is. Now, what is even more sickening, not to say the PNC take this building and use it to uplift the people in the area. Because mind you, remember Agricola right here, MacDoom right here. These are communities that they claim are discriminated against, and the predominantly Afro-Guyanese communities on the East Bank, right? You would think that they're going to keep some classes here, do some training or something for the people in the community. No, the lower floor is rented to a gentleman who is paying millions of dollars a month in rental. So could you imagine City Council didn't see the value in what they had. But the PNC, or sorry, why would I make such a wild statement? City Hall saw the value in what they had and wanted to place all that value in the hands of the PNC, their party. So they made this land deal available at a ridiculously low cost, and now they're raking in millions in rent per month from somebody who's doing a car rental service at the bottom there. You never see any advertising for a training course or anything of the sort there for the agricultural people, for the MacDoom people, a catering course, some computer classes, something. Not the PNC. Not the PNC. They ain't there now. Their interest is in telling people to boycott the Afro-Guyanese businesses. You understand me? And that's the messed up thing. You claim that the president is such a racist, the people is such a racist, right? If we had seen the president going to Indo communities only in the diaspora, I would have said, yeah, well, they got something here, right? If I had seen the president engaging with Indo-Guyanese only, I would have said, yeah, well, probably they got something here. This man might be too favorable to Afro-Guyanese. But when you have a president that is reaching out to everybody, embraces everybody, wants to see everybody progress, even those on the other side who might be idiotic. So the president mightn't personally like Aubrey Norton as a person, but as an adult, as a professional, as a politician, he realizes that he has to deal with Aubrey Norton. So that's why you see him, or you saw him in the past, reach out to shake his hand, like to extend an olive branch to say, hey, we're on opposite sides, but we could work together. But Aubrey Norton continues to show his political immaturity, his inability to deal with issues and be able to solve problems. All Aubrey doing is sending out 3 fish to check pump stations and follow up with anti-data worries. And y'all realize it's harder and harder for the PNC, AFC to cuss the government. So they're literally driving around the country looking for delayed projects. And let me tell y'all something. In any country, every country, the government in that country got some project that overdue or running over time, or the contractor do some stupidness or something. Every single, they ain't got no country that all the infrastructural projects going out supposed to go, they finish on time all the time. It doesn't happen. And the sad part about it is so many things are happening in this country, right? So when you drive along the railway embankment and you see they got some sand packed there, I guess it's for the expansion of the highway. Now think about it, right? When you see all of that sand there, just the little section there, that's, I'm talking real sand there. You could imagine other projects that happening that requiring that amount and more. Then you multiply them, but probably like 100 across the country. And we're talking about government projects, so we're talking about private investment, right? Then you got, so there's the government projects that require sand. Then you got private people. So you got business people who building buildings, they got a requirement for sand. You got people who building the house, they got a requirement for sand. So there's a demand all over. There must be shortages sometime or the other. Huh? What about areas that think got sandpit that they got travel, like transport the sand to where they want it? They got wait. Eh? I think it's about 19 pump stations under construction currently. You don't think they're gonna run out a pump station material or whatever they got used to build a pump station? You got some material from overseas. Jesus. All the coalition projects used to finish on time. Asking for me because I don't know. Because as far as I know, all of them were plans. Nothing came into. You understand me? So I am wondering. You see all the construction BRC cabling gonna run out. Got fools them and got make more and thing, and it take time. It's gotta get materials. So when Sherrod and Janice and the other non-entity going around the place making themselves complete idiots about projects that are ongoing, when they had no projects going on, completed, or nothing of the sort, is absolutely ridiculous. You understand? And again, just like Neil Ramlukan is saying, there was nothing to complain about in 2015. And when I say nothing to complain about, I don't mean that everything was running perfect and smoothly. There was literally nothing going on. So what were you going to complain about? You couldn't complain about roads getting done because they weren't building roads. So you couldn't complain about substandard road and road ain't wide enough and they ain't building road. You couldn't complain about pump station because they weren't building pump stations. You couldn't complain about Hero Highway because they didn't have no vision for Hero Highway. Right? You couldn't complain about housing. Well, people are complaining about housing. But you can't complain because they had no new housing scheme. They gave out house lots in schemes developed by the PPP. You understand me? So no effort. Now Aubrey Norton, Elson Lowe, this worries David Patterson, this shameful man, David Patterson, playing they got all the ideas of how to move Guyana forward. David Patterson, you need to get away from here, sir. Get away. You go and find where Joseph Harmon is and you go and hide there with him. You should be ashamed as Joseph Harmon. You go and hide with him. Or wherever Moses Nagumutu been, you all go back there and chill out. David Patterson, you could imagine David Patterson talking about public infrastructure and public spending. Mr. Eagle Eye Bangle, man. And I know he said eagle eye, but you know how the eyes them eagle. You understand me? David Patterson should be the last person ever raising any kind of conversation on corruption. Last person. You should hear David shouldn't even say nothing when they got blackout. David should buy a generator and give everybody in the area power when they got blackout because he was the former public infrastructure minister. That's what David Patterson should do. And stop making himself a damn fool talking about GPL and power boat and all sorts of nonsense. David did nothing to increase capacity or distribution. Nothing. Well, look, people, I continue to tell y'all, look at what you had and look at what you got now. Right? Look at what you had and look what you have now. You cannot have a government that is, oh, my plan is this, my idea is that, oh, I wish I could do this, I wish I could do that, I'm hoping to do that next year, I was supposed to do that next year, last year, but I'll do it the year coming. You don't need a government like that. You understand me? Again, I just got to go back to Minister Rodriguez. She said on a podium, anybody could talk fancy words, but when it comes to actually getting the job done, the Guyanese people know where or who gets work done in this country. You hear me? The Guyanese people know. Because it's not about having a plan and policy. German figure, you remember when the president went up when they constructing the ground there at Bayrock? Mr. President, I hope that we want German figure. You could have go to Grange and talk so hard. 2 knuckle Grange you would have put through you locks. You hear me, sir? Couldn't complete it. Couldn't even barely start it. And then come and making demands. Have a seat, German figure. Or hop the fence if you happen. And be done with it. Lindeners continue to benefit under PPP administrations. What new scheme y'all opened in Linden 2015 to 2020? That not even a new scheme. Well, land y'all clear for open a scheme, because you know y'all always had a plan. Well, land you clear to open a scheme in Linden. What you do for water treatment in Linden? What have you done for education in Linden? Healthcare, training, labor issues in Linden, public infrastructure. The roads in Amelia's Ward, the young professional homes, the regularizations of squatters, phase 4 extension, Fitzhope. What did they do for Lindeners? The PPP come in and do it. Right? So similarly in Georgetown, the PNC Council, nothing for the vendors. Nothing. I heard somebody talk Aubrey Norton, how Royston Drake's the man, the name? He was a former town clerk, he was public relations officer at City Council's Royston Drakes. I think it's Royston Drakes is his name. He had some plan for some 2-story structure and this and that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear why y'all in bill it. Why you bill it? Right? Or why you lease out the prime piece of real estate that would bring you money to bill it for 20 grand a year. Or we want to hear why the mayor, let me keep it professional, why the mayor is fighting down investment that will bring revenue and employment to the capital city. Is this not stupidity, Mr. Mayor? Alfred Mentor, is that not stupid? You have not come up with any idea to generate any kind of income in the city. Nothing other than to go to Ghana to make yourself a blasted fool, to look at people who have a bigger street vending issue than us. Have you made any suggestions to the finance committee in relation to budget 2024? Have you updated your asset register? Have you brought in auditors to audit City Hall? Alfred Mentor, what are you? Who are you? Other than Hamilton Green, you could probably be deemed as the worst mayor ever. No, Ubraj. Ubraj! Look. Ubraj. Hey, but nothing never fall. Look on Ubraj watching. Ubraj just had it rotting in. He left it for me, a mentor. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm saying, me a mentor, you're a complete failure. Based on that, you should resign from the seat of mayor. I don't know why the people in protesting this man, Why they protesting the mayor? The mayor has control over the council. The mayor and his councillors have control over the city. I'm saying to y'all, the mayor and city council is not run on subventions only, right? So look, let me get you an idea, because think. So you see how people start about old age pension, right? The subvention is like the council old age pension, because the council is supposed to be working throughout its life and taking care of itself, collecting rates and taxes, the clean up the place, discharge people, renting out venue, them kind of thing. The council is supposed to be working for its regular pension. Now the government is like NIS. It giving the council old age pension in the form of a subvention. So the subvention, like the old age pension, like this idiot Darren Wade can understand, is not made for you to live on. It's something the government giving you just because you reach the ripe old age of whatever age it is for you to collect it. You understand? So you were supposed to be working and taking care of yourself and making preparations for your old age. The government just bracing you. So similarly, the government just bracing City Hall with a subvention. Now, if I go to a store or anywhere and request a service like garbage collection, maintenance of parapets, the silting of drains, the construction and maintenance of city streets. Let's say those are the services I'm expecting, and I'm not getting those services, right? I'm not getting those services. I got paid to weed my yard. I got pay a man or two to come and dig my drain. The private garbage collector coming around, and I got paid every time he come to collect my garbage. I know that central government doing the roads in the community. So then what am I paying you for? You understand where I'm coming from? What am I paying you for? Could it be that City Hall collecting money under false pretense? Because you're not offering the service to people. You're not offering the service. City Hall and build a road in this capital city. I think the only road City Hall built was on the Chase Green, and there's that road, the concrete road by the container place on Lambert where they got the drain. If you go across, you can catch Princess Street. There. A piece of concrete strip. Royston King, yeah, sorry. Hear about Royston Drakes. Royston Drakes is out of worries that tell me see the SOPs. Lying fellow. Royston Drakes from RD Productions. This doing news. He's a liar. Liar! Royston, you're the only person CAP at USOPs. Liar, you. Terrible. But yeah, Royston Drakes. Right? So City Hall ain't functioning properly. And then rowing for people to pay for what they ain't getting. And mind you, they got people who are very up to date with the rates and taxes, you know. They are very up to date with the rates and taxes. But here is the issue. City Hall's IT system ain't up to date with their rates and taxes. So imagine you paying yearly or however you pay, you know you're going to pay, you got your receipts. Then City Hall send you a letter you owe. So you go to them and say, man, look my receipts here. They check the system say, nah, he owe. He got pay. Trouble in the place. You understand? Trouble in the place. City Hall collecting rent from those vendors, legal and illegal. How much money it would take for them to tear down the wharf? The mayor should resign. Give Alfonso de Armas a chance. Resign, Mr. Mayor. Alfonso beat you at the elections. You should be ashamed to sit in that seat and look down the aisle and see Alfonso de Armas knowing he beat you in the elections. Are you that bare-faced, Mr. Mayor? You're that bare-faced? Knowing fully well you have not... Look, the mayor, the deputy mayor, and all those PNC councillors don't care about the citizenry of Georgetown. They're not in any position of real influence. They're councillors. Councillor, you know, no minister, PS, or, you understand? Councillors. And the sad part about it is that they are seeing their counterparts on the other side of the fence doing so much in their communities. You know how Garaway probably feel seeing how the road wide up there, roadside, you got walkway and thing there that PvP Council Chase Green got done in her community. You don't think that's hot them? You don't think it's hot them when they see Trisha Richards walk around with the vice president or the ministers of public works and getting roads and footpaths and drains dug in their community, East and West Wrongville? Trisha Richards. Trisha Richards. You don't think that has upset them? That to know that they can get the kind of assistance from their own party in communities that supporting them? But this is what they caused on themselves. They went into office, did nothing. They had control of the executive and the local authority, did nothing. Right? And again, I'm saying, Mr. Mayor, the roof is on you. Even if you go to the president and say, well, Mr. President, I know we in green or whatever, but help me block down this thing, man. As a safety hazard for Guyanese. I know you would get help. If you go to the ministers of public works, you would get help. If you go to Minister Anand Prasad or Minister Prague, you would get help. Because at the end of the day, it's Guyanese occupying the space. You understand? And somebody could have. It could have ended badly for somebody there. Right? So, Mr. Mayor, Alfred Mentor, the Ghana boss, the Trips boss, the roadside vending boss here. I just glad you're lying on that canter yet. And that is why I say you're a little better off than Ubraj. Because Ubraj was super megazord stupid. You understand? He didn't just regular stupid. He's like them Power Rangers, play the thing and call all them Zords. He was a megazord stupid. Big. You understand? That's the level of stupidity you used to get from Ubraj. Unfathomable. Oh my God. Ubraj! Ubraj and Darren Wade, peas in a pod. Peas in a pod. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. And Ubraj gave us so many jokes, it's not even funny. But the boy head hot, so yeah, they're playing eggs. They're playing eggs, and man don't play. I think he's a reserve staff sergeant or something. They're playing lights. Ubraj is a serious man. Sharon Hula, humble yourself. Don't let Ubraj got put the hands on you. Good. Aubrey, watch it. Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Y'all is trouble. Guys, thank you for tuning into the program today. For the persons in the diaspora, please support all Guyanese business in the diaspora, right? And encourage your American friends to support Guyanese business in the diaspora. Indo, Afro, Amo, Porcho, Chino, wherever it is. Support it. Right? Don't listen to people like Mark Benchcap and Sherrod Duncan who have nothing to offer you. Nothing to offer you. When last March, bench up Resi foot on Guyanese side. Look, again, y'all have a good day. Y'all continue to be good Guyanese. Um, I can see y'all here back tomorrow with more shenanigans. We giving the opposition 24 hours to give us some content, and I guarantee you, we shall not be disappointed. Y'all be good Guyanese, and like I always say before I go, it's all about peace. It's all about love. It's all about one guy.